Yo, 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 and away we go. Happy June 14th. We're halfway through the month here. My God, I didn't even look at the calendar. I should have looked at that a little bit more importantly here, because it is actually it's the beginning of the crossplay campaign here for the Red Cross officially across all Twitch streams here. So, but I'll get to that in a little bit here. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you here. It is June 14, 2023. Welcome to the Mike Drift Twitch channel. Welcome to AEW Sidecast. It's been a tiring day, to say the least, here. If things sound a little different, if things run a little different today, I did hook up my brand new desktop computer is hooked up, and we are running off of it right now. So the one thing I'm finding more than anything else right now is I got absolutely zero missed frames so far. So I am really looking forward to seeing if that continues. One of these times, once we get things going here, I will get it up to. I will get you guys some video and some possibly some pictures, just showing you what the whole stream looks like and how everything is all nice and beautiful here for everyone. But yeah, it's been a rough day for people in Edmonton. Not only are we dealing with the fires, today is actually a very good day for that, for the fact that we got the rain coming down. Rain coming down pretty hard today. No lightning, just a lot of rain, which is something that we desperately needed for a while here. But yeah, with the news coming down today that TSN 1260 is no longer in existence. Say what you want about the thoughts about some of the people on there, but they put an influence into sports outside of the Oilers, basically. I know that Ched does a little bit about the Elks, but talking about the Riverhawks, talking about the Stingers, talking about high school sports, college sports. TSN 1260 covered a lot of that stuff. They covered the big stuff too, don't get me wrong. And the numbers on theirs were a lot bigger than what Oilers now was getting in a typical day. So it's, and just the way it was done, just Bell, if you guys didn't know, Bell literally cut into the morning talk show with Dustin Nielsen and Lieutenant Eric mid-sentence as they were talking about the Stingers, and literally was just playing elevator music saying, "Thank you, this station is now officially off the air." And frankly, everybody, and just, you're all laid off right now immediately. Get the hell out of here. Which, yeah, okay, fine, whatever. They made their decision, but it's funny. They find it seems like Edmontonians got screwed on a double bill, especially wrestling fans. And I don't want to equate the two, don't get me wrong here, but it still is pretty frustrating. And it actually leads into something that we were going to be, something I had planned to do here on the stream, but unfortunately we won't be doing it here. I was going to actually do a watch along of the first night of Collision, but unfortunately in Canada they decided to put it on the TSN Plus app, which is a paid add-on for channels that we already get through Bell. Bell owns TSN, which is the Canadian equivalent to ESPN up here in Canada. And yeah, I'm not paying extra to watch Collision right now. I don't care how much. I don't care who really is on the card at this point. I don't want to give them extra money after what happened this week. And this very well could be a reason why ticket sales for all the Saturday shows in Canada here coming up for AEW are just in the crapper right now. Like Hamilton, I think, is around 800, and there's like around 1,300 for Regina. Just after they're leaving Edmonton. Edmonton and Saskatoon are actually doing not bad. Calgary isn't doing good, but Calgary, that one's going to be a bit of a crapshoot anyway. I got a feeling you're going to get quite a bit of a walk-on when it comes to the Calgary one, because that's the last night of the Stampede in town. So a lot of people will be going to the festival, and then they'll go down to the wrestling and just pick up a ticket while they're there. I got a very strange feeling that's going to be the case. By the way, Crowder, good to see you here tonight. Always a pleasure to see a fellow Backbreaker Gaming member in the chat. But you know what? We got so much negativity here. Let's get to some positivity here. The show's going to be coming up in about 4 minutes here. But let's shine some positivity on things here. Well, first of all, I'm hoping that everybody hears me clearly and sees me clearly here. Brand new computer. Apparently there's no skip frames, and it's purring like a kitten right now. I don't have absolutely everything set up the way I want to right now, but it's coming. Couple big things. I'm enjoying the computer. I do know that I do need to get a couple things for it. I didn't realize that desktop computers don't come with sound bars or built-in sound with them. So right now I have, from my 2011 computer, I just have the speakers from that. So it'll do for now. I do have to go out and get some, though. Managed to hook up both Stream Decks here to see how things are going. So I actually added my temporary Bell one here right now. Hope you're hearing some booing on the other end, right, Crowder? I haven't had a chance to really test this. As long as that's going over well, we'll be okay. Let me just make sure that... Didn't hear any sound effect. Okay. Let me do that. Let me double check this. Like I said, we'll get into the card here in just a moment. Okay, so that's there. Let's try this one more time. If anything, you should hear my tribute to Bell today there on that end there. And let me just check the routing here. Oh, that's why. I love this thing sometimes. Okay. And this is the one that does. Okay. Now that I got this figured out properly, third time's a charm. But either way, as we're getting into this there we go. Yeah, there we go. My tribute to Bell. I had to get the routing switched up there. When you have a Go XLR, you'd have different routings and all that. I got stuff to figure out before before everything goes crazy here. So, but growing pains as always. But it's funny that TSN can't afford to put Rampage or Collision on their main channels, but tonight they're showing AEW Dynamite both on TSN 1 and TSN 2. So, who knows what's going on here? But either way, until I actually physically get to, if they're going to move it over to one of the main channels, unless there's something special coming up that I want to see, I'm probably not going to be getting the TSN Plus app. So, I will come on 8 o'clock on Saturday. We're going to be here with WWE 2K23 for part of our stream, but I will say this. No matter what we talk about here in terms of all that crap with Bell and whatnot, let's get into Dynamite, and this is going to be a hell of a show tonight. We got Adam Cole versus MJF in an eliminator match, which I'll be honest, I do feel that Adam Cole will probably win it, even if it is by DQ, countout, or something. sort of sets up a feud going forward. I would love to see him not. I get it. Hey, Zodiac, by the way, good to see you here. I'm not the biggest fan of him. But it's like almost, you got to get MJF on TV somehow, right? In a match, and I just don't want... You could just say it's a non-title contest. You could build up a feud, maybe, to get it to work out properly, but I'm not sure which way you want to go with that. So, we're also going to get Skye Blue versus Toni Storm for the Women's Championship, which, hear me out here, guys. End goal here for me is to get to Wembley Stadium. We're looking at Jamie Hayter and Saraya. That's the goal that I'm looking for here. Could you see Skye Blue maybe pulling up the upset? And maybe Saraya coming out to get it back from her? Not very likely. I'll say that. But the fact that Toni Storm just won it also might be a kick in the pants for that. We're also getting Sting in action for the first time in forever. Teaming up with Darby, Keith Lee, and Orange Cassidy to take on the Mogul Embassy, where we might finally actually get Swerve Strickland taking on Keith Lee in some kind of meaningful contact. The never-ending feud of AEW just keeps moving on. So that's going to be a very interesting matchup, to say the least here. Sorry, I've been running around today, so I don't have the entire card off the top of my head. I did retweet it out from Tony Khan's personal Twitter account here. What else we got? Oh, Wardlow taking on... where'd you go? There you are. Wardlow taking on Jake Hager. Now that to me is going to be a match worth seeing. Good old-fashioned Haas fight here. As I can see, TSN's running late. Always interesting, when big changes happen, then all of a sudden there's a certain quality production's gone down, so as we're hitting the pyro right now, question for you guys and girls. Sorry, I shouldn't. When I say guys, I mean everybody. Sorry. Have any of you seen the new mini games that are coming up for AEW Fight Forever? I think they're absolutely hilarious. One, they actually have. Oh, geez, they're actually starting with the Eliminator match first, which, in a way, makes sense. If you're going to have some kind of screwy finish with it. Have you guys seen some of the mini games that have come up? They actually have a trivia game is one of them, where they ask you questions about AEW wrestlers and some of their history, as well as some of the promotion's history as well. There's another one there that I saw. Basically, there was, the mini game in Mario Party where you got to keep yourself on the platform while knocking everybody else down. They actually have that there with like beach balls and gas cans or propane cans or something like that. You can throw them at your opponents as well as shove them off. The one I'm looking forward to, they set up a Stadium Stampede type setup, and you actually do baseball. You get points based on how far. What they do is they set people up for like the, you know how you carry the person and flip them up into the ropes and get their neck caught in the rope and all that? Well, they have that set up, but the guys that they're throwing are covered in baseballs, and you could pick what kind of pitch is coming down. And as you smack it, you get more points based on how far you send it. You also get to pick your choice of bat. You get a kendo stick, which is quick speed but low power. You get a regular baseball bat, which is average, or you get a barbed wire baseball bat where it's extra power and less speed. So you got to time accordingly. I am so freaking looking forward to all this. It is hilarious. Hey, Ed Fries, how you doing? Newest affiliate around here? Hey, Hager. Yeah, that's the first thing I said as we came on the air here. Like, if you're going to put this eliminator match first, there is no way this is going to be a clean ending. I could literally see MJF walking out of this match halfway through. Or you go 15 minutes in and it ends up being like either an interference spot or or just a crazy finish where both guys get DQ'd or something. All right, lights, let's come back up. Wow. I will admit, I am really looking forward to this match, too. I had a feeling this match probably... I was thinking this would be the match where MJF loses the title, but they'd be somewhat stupid not to run Punk MJF for All In Chicago. And for the record, All In Chicago has been confirmed by everybody but Tony Khan for the week after All Out in... All Out in Chicago's been confirmed with All in Wembley the week earlier, so... Ha! MJF knows how to fall down, that's for sure. So, have you guys seen highlights of basically the reversal gauge and the I believe there's a point in this game where everybody else looks to reverse on some stuff, but instead with MJF, it actually... Whoa! That is an ultimate looking nerd there, by the way. Jeff Hardy's shirt, bottlenose glasses. Reminds me of Skinny Me. But yeah, let's see. We're already 6 minutes in and we barely had anything in this matchup. So I could see us having a very basic matchup here tonight. So, chat, I just want to ask you, what is your biggest thing in wrestling this week so far? Like, I'm looking for, like, one of the biggest things, like, I would have to say on the bad end, the whole thing with BJ Whitmer. I will take a positive out of the fact that they actually decide, oh my God, I totally forgot about that one. The Elite versus the BCC. God damn, well, at least we know what our main event is tonight. And the reason I think that's the main event is that I think we're going to get Okada tonight. I think we're going to get him at least, if not in the ring, then on the screen. Just setting up for... just trying to set up that match for Forbidden Door. Because I know you really don't need much of a setup for that, but I'm sorry, for the North American fan, you're going to need it. Although I'm not a CM Punk fan, I'm pretty excited about Saturday. I would be Jaeger. And I mentioned it before on the, like I said, I was mentioning earlier tonight. Unfortunately, due to the company that runs AEW here in Canada, they've decided to put it on their, basically the equivalent of the ESPN Plus app instead of regular TV for us to watch. And it's like they want me to pay an extra $15 a month to watch Collision and Rampage. I'm probably going to hesitate on doing that right now. So, of course, that's $15 Canadian, so that's about $2 American. Not 100% about that conversion rate, but let's just go with it because it makes a lot of sense. Don't do the fingers. He needs the game tomorrow. He's been playing Tears of the Kingdom lately. He needs his fingers. So if you guys haven't checked out the Chugs, by the way, I suggest go give him a follow. Just because it's a totally different world from what he is in wrestling. But it's so much fun. Time to play SimCity. This match not gripping you here tonight, Zodiac? I don't really blame you in many ways. Because MJF's matches are a lot of... there's a lot of fill in every match. Oh, you meant Cole. I'd like to see what's oh, by the way, I'll give you this. Just because I got the one Steam Deck or Stream Deck finally set up just for sound, so I want to try and use it a little bit. See how it feels here as we go. Yeah, what I was saying earlier about BJ Whitmer here, like, it sucks that, you know, you have to deal with a wrestler with a domestic violence case. But I am happy that AEW didn't hesitate. You'll see many businesses sort of, you know, not really comment. We got to further... Okay. Like a pump handle power bomb? Very nice. But yeah, no, Tony Khan was in a point. BJ Whitmer, he ended up getting arrested for domestic violence or something to that effect. So AEW has immediately dismissed him. So they said basically everybody's in control of their own stuff, but we do not tolerate that kind of behavior around here. So I would guess this would be a follow-up to, he had to do this more than anything as a follow-up to what happened with Ace Steel. I know that Ace Steel's working remotely. That's been told directly, and that's been a big fight with CM Punk, but at least you can see a little bit of consistency here, right? Holy, okay. First piece of blood's out now. This is where we get the out. He didn't have, no, just all the stupid stuff that happened there. He could get charged with assault, really. Like, let's take all the wrestling aside from that whole thing that happened backstage. There is a true possibility you could charge that with assault. Between these two, you know I'm going for Adam, no arms, baby. By the way, JJ, long time no see. Good to see you here tonight. I'm just happy that, Tony Khan, well, the biggest, probably, but the whole can of worms that I don't think anyone wants to open, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like, it doesn't make sense that anybody would want to do that. But, oh, blocked. And once again, another arm ringer, and now going into a heat seeker. Can he hit it? Nope. I will say this is pretty smooth for what they're doing. Okay, nice reversals back and forth. No, but it's nice that we actually get to, now that we're getting I think Tony Khan's realizing that he wants the fans starting to talk about the product that's in the ring, not around the ring. Like outside, there's so many good people available that there's no reason to put up with this crap, right? Like, as much as people try to say that, nice Ushi Kuroshi there. It definitely is a buyer's market now when it comes to wrestlers and wrestling in particular. So, because there is so much good talent available, and now the rumors that EJ and Duca has signed with AEW. That was brought up just a couple days ago here in the dirt sheets. If you guys aren't familiar with EJ and Duca, he was released from NXT, and he joined up with MLW and was a former MLW tag champion with Calvin Tankman. And if you don't know who that is, go look him up. It's definitely worth checking some of his work out. I love MJF's glazed look as he was dumping that down. Is he going to try to do a Panama Sunrise up there? Oh, shot to the throat. There's the tombstone. All right, Cole's dead. So they're going to go to picture now? Like, that's when you... All right. Don't get me wrong. I love the picture that they do. AEW is great. They're the ones that solidly decide to bring back the picture fully in wrestling. But personally, this is one of those spots where you go to commercial break. Because instead of watching these guys painfully sit on the ground for 2 minutes outside the ring, it might be better to get just everybody running around like, what the hell's going on? Like, I think that there's got to be some way here that Cole wins this, because we do need to get that Cole MJF match in here somewhere for the title. Could you imagine them bringing that to Edmonton of all places? Because we are getting one of the Dynamites post Forbidden Doors, so I don't think it's the second one after Forbidden Door. I believe Saskatoon gets the first one. It's a real, like, I know we do with WWE, we get normal, we get used to certain routes that they follow. AEW doesn't really follow that way. They basically go wherever they want, whenever they want, kind of thing. Granted, the cons have a little extra money to spend on stuff, so. I watch AEW Plus, so it stays on during picture-in-picture. It's usually when Taz, Excalibur, Shivani say the funniest things. Yeah, like, when you don't have to listen to the rules and guidelines that you get, you get when it comes to broadcast deals, it's great to see those little bits, right? And JJ asked about Fight Forever in the chat. I am absolutely stoked. It's pre-ordered. I am getting a physical copy because I'm a physical copy kind of guy. I have already mentioned that the first night, as long as everything goes well, we are going to be playing AEW Fight Forever with the Road to the Elite story with Owen Hart. As long as everything loads up properly, we'll see how. I'm not great at wrestling games when I actually have to play them versus GM modes, right? But we'll see how we can get Owen progressing into being a full-fledged AEW superstar. We're basically getting the kind of match that we should be getting for the title here. And this is where I agree with Zodiac, the fact that these eliminator matches are stupid in many ways, because you have to come up with something new for the second one. Nice. 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 Very nice. All right, if they're going to do this crazy back and forth spot like this, I don't mind how it's finished up here like this. Because they're not doing the same move back and forth. That's one thing that gets me really annoyed, I think is the best way to put it. But yeah, we're going to get the first half hour being this match when we got so many other matches to go here. And you got to think that they're going to give BCC and Elite at least 20 minutes. Which means the women's match should be absolutely nothing. Switched over to... Okay. We're going for a little hold for hold here. I like it. That's right, no arms. Kick him in the mush. I know how much you love MJF, right? Wardlow will beat Hager in like 2 minutes. I really wish it would be longer than that, but... He's trying to go for the LaBelle lock of all things. Well, this crowd is definitely fired up. I like this crowd that's a little bit more exciting than... Oh, I would have done the DQ right there. Oh, by the way, folks, if you're wondering, I am picking up that, you see that little advertisement for Shop AEW in the corner? I did pick up that Statlander shirt. Picked it up during the long weekend sale. I'm assuming it'll get here in a couple weeks. Actually, I should check that. Check that on the, check my emails on that. But good news on the big controversy that we've had over the... Oh, there's the Heat Seeker. That should be it. Ooh, okay. But the big controversy on the channel here. Where was my? They already have a CMFTR shirt. Yeah, they announced that the day after they announced the match. Last Thursday they had that shirt up. It was up for Top Rope Tuesdays. So. The big controversy we've had here over the last few weeks. Apparently it was Canada Customs being a bunch of jerks and not going through anything in Toronto worth 2 cents. My Ulti shipment's waiting for me at the post office, so I'm going to be able to pick it up tomorrow. Yay! I put the gold coin out, but unfortunately I didn't load up the gold coin yet, so... Oh, wait. Maybe I did. There we go. What in the hell is MJF doing? We're getting this for an open contest, by the way. Those eyes on MJF are amazing. And here comes the double count out. MJF's out. Yeah, I know they're wheeling both guys out of here. No, this... Yeah, he's down there way too long to be... He just said, no, we're going for count out. MJF stretched every inch for that leap. I don't think those ropes were tightened hard enough, to be perfectly honest. When he tried to bounce, that gave a lot of give in there. The doctor's like, no, you're not getting up. Don't even think about it. Oh, don't tell me we're going to get a count out. Nope. Cole's coming back in. We're getting a main event match right now. That guy was happy. Did you see the Vince was right on an MJF symbol? That doesn't surprise me. But it all depends on what he's talking about too, because there's 4 different stories going up. You know it's bad when Sean Ross Sapp has announced that he won't be listing the run sheets for Raw or SmackDown anymore because they changed so quickly. And he won't be mentioning any changes unless they're major ones. Because it's just the norm now that there's so many changes happening to the script. You know, it would be rather interesting to see what the changes are during the show here. All I know is if this was Ring of Honor, this show would be over right now. Or this match would be over right now. For the fact that Ring of Honor doesn't do more than 20 minutes, right? We've already got 30 minutes into this one. I got a feeling we're going to have a very promo-light show tonight compared to normal. Smart, he just falls out of the way. Oh, no way. Okay. He's trying to get himself disqualified. Is this what we're going to get as a DQ? Oh, they that one up. MJF looked like a kid on Christmas when that referee went down. Are we doing the Eddie Guerrero spot? Ha! Ref went right back down. I haven't seen that one before. I haven't seen that spot before. That's pretty cool. I love this crowd for that. All right, well, there's the shenanigans we were talking about. Please kick. Really? Really? My God, I want to talk about overstaying your welcome here. I bet you even the fans in the crowd are like, what the hell is going on here? Nah, MJF's going to win this somehow. Yeah, now we get the title of the video game up. And he falls forward again. Yeah, this is... Did they have some problems in the back or something that they, they need to stretch for time here? Did somebody not show up? Like, if this was the main event story for, like, a main event card, I'd be great with it, but we're getting another one of these. And there's the mule kick. At least that one was done a little bit better than the earlier one. And here comes the ring. Like, we think we're getting another one. We're going to get another one of these one way or the other. With this many shenanigans, and now Remsburg got the ring. Here comes the Panama Sunrise. And MJF can blame it on Remsburg for the loss, right? Oh, God. That's like... 30-minute time limit. Oh, my God. Folks, have you ever talked about some backwoods? Yeah, let's just... So we will never know, right? Haven't they always had a countdown? Yeah, exactly. No, they never... The only time they had that was during the Iron Man match. But I also do think they were completely BSing it. I'd love to see somebody go back and actually time the match. MJF ain't giving you 5 more minutes. I'd be like, go to hell and walk away. Dirty mugs, yeah. There's no way they're going 5 more minutes on Dynamite. Draws are not fair. I was always a fan of the hockey tie. If you can't beat the guy in the amount of time that it's supposed to be, but I will say this: when you're dealing with an eliminator match like this, Adam Cole never got eliminated. So there's 2 ways of thinking. Taz brought up one ideal, I brought up the other. But yeah, this is one match in. So we still got like 5 more matches left to go here. So yeah, we're going to definitely get some quick ones. But yeah, I got a feeling that Hager's going to be a sacrificial lamb here. Guevara's coming in. That's going to be a quick one here. The only thing that might, I wonder what the Mogul Embassy and Team Orange is going to be like. Because they got to give that time if there's 8 people in it, right? You would think they'd have to. And then the main event, what are they going to do? Give 5 minutes for the main event? Really puzzling start to this show. Don't get me wrong, these 2 guys are great performers, but at the same time, it just feels a little confusing on why they would do a 30-minute time limit draw to start this show out when you got it so jam-packed. I really hope that they don't sacrifice the women's match for this again. I think the match was great. The story was weird. We'll see what... you're not going to get a bad match out of Adam Cole MJF. You just not. There's a couple, the way they're going around this story is interesting. We'll have to wait and see how it flushes out because MJF always has the interesting stories. So hopefully they can carry that forward here. Toni Storm will squash Skye Blue. I really wonder what they're going to do with that because, well, the way Skye got into this match was to beat Britt Baker, Nyla Rose, and Mercedes Martinez. And the fact that she beat Britt for it, she pinned Nyla. So that sort of, says enough about that. But the fact that she got a win in a match over the former champion Baker, that I would think you do a little bit more with that than what they are presently doing with their women's division. They got to do something with it. From what I've heard, Stardom, they're having a real problem trying to get Stardom wrestlers over for Forbidden Door because they never got the visa issue straightened out. So there might be a possibility that all we're going to get at Forbidden Door, if we're going to get anything, would be to have Willow Nightingale defend the New Japan Strong title. Which, okay, but I'd like to see him not get a title shot or a rematch for a while. Have Adam go through a tear through the roster? Absolutely. Like, Darth, if we want to go back in my history of what I've been saying about the MJF and what needs to happen here, I personally feel MJF needs to go through, and they bring CM Punk on the screen, which absolutely is perfect. They got to run MJF, CM Punk at Chicago. Even if you put MJF over at the end of it, he needs to go through that because that's the obvious food. The former champion that never lost the title. He was out due to injury. Like, forget about what happened backstage. He was out due to an injury. That doesn't surprise me. That they're trying to use a pipe bomb as incentive to get in. Chicago apparently selling well. So I will say this. AEW is starting to get in a position now where they need to start thinking about moving some of these shows around. Papa Guevara. I thought maybe they were going to do a quick match with him, but no. Could we have Sammy Guevara MJF be that middle feud before he faces Punk? We could have that, but I honestly feel that after they run MJF Punk, they could go MJF Cole and have Cole win the title going into 2024. He could be that savior that saves AEW from the bidding war of 2024 when it comes to MJF. Which, for the record, I do feel that MJF's probably signed a long-term deal for a raise already, but nobody wants to talk about that. Here for Sammy, congrats. Somebody couldn't afford glue, so they're using C-clamps on the, like, paper hold clamps on the cardboard for the signs. Or they just have that many signs at ringside. MJF loses the title. He talks about going to the other company. Then someone mentions how he could be like Cody and take his ball and go elsewhere because he can't hack it here. Yeah. Like, the story writes itself. And to me, it just, MJF just, he's a very cliched wrestler, and it just shows that much more as we are moving forward here, right? Oh, so this is how we're going to get to the 8-man tag, because Darby's coming out now. I respect you. Now, I don't know about you guys. Like, help me out here. Do you guys feel that Darby is as over as everybody says he is? For me, I get the gimmick. I get the action that he pulls off. But this is the part that scares me right now. Uh-oh. If Darby was that over, would he need Sting? It's a very good point, Zodiac. And like I said, this is the part that scares you when he's on the mic. You know what's funny? He comes out here trying to bicker about, why are you still with the JAS? When Guevara pretty much was about to say that he's out of the JAS. And here comes. Oh. Is this just going to be Jericho? Then it's going to be. Yeah, Jericho's here just to say, Jericho's got another two guys that he's going to put over. Because that's the other thing right now. Like, when's Jericho last had a feud win? Like, I get having him come out here just to get his song over, but at the same time, like, Jericho is turning into AEW's Dolph Ziggler. Hey, they got the same haircut. I'll give it. And I'll also give you one of those. So we're going to get a Sammy Jericho once again. Did we have this? We've had this feud before. Yep, we're getting Jericho Sammy. My answer would be, when's the last time you won anything? So you're a bunch of losers, all of you. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is where we get the split and the feud. I really wish we could get... All right, I'll take that one. Official split. They sort of did a soft split. This is just assessing the plot. That makes a lot of sense. Ha! Oh, okay, I gotta give Darby a coin there for that one. No, I got a feeling that the tag match is not gonna be... Are they actually gonna do this? We're gonna get Jericho and Sammy versus Sting and Darby? And they both have bats. They're playing the AEW mini games as well. The AEW Fight Forever mini games. If you guys haven't seen it, look them up. They look a hell of a lot of fun. We're going to be doing some here on the stream when the game comes out in just over 2 weeks' time. And Darby's just sitting in the corner. You knew this moment was coming sooner or later. Ooh. All right, Sting. Time for you to do the same thing. All right. So... Wow. Sting just swacking that bat out of his hand. And Sammy's like, I don't want to deal with this. Jericho and Sting have never faced off before. That actually makes a lot of sense because WCW would never allow the cruiserweights to take on the main talent. And the time when Sting was in WWE, I do believe Jericho was on his New Japan run. So that actually makes a lot of sense. Either way, you know, they're going to make it entertaining. That almost feels like a Forbidden Door match just in concept, right? But here's an idea, chat, and you let me know if this is absolutely crazy if you ask me. Like, this could be absolutely stupid. Feel free to let me know if it is. A couple weeks back, we were talking about a retirement match for Sting. Like, Sting's getting up there. He wants to finish off. What would Sting versus Jericho at Wembley sound like? Would it be a good match? Like, let's face it. the quality of the match between the two isn't going to be 16 stars or anything. But at the same time, both these guys can still realistically go. You know there's going to be shenanigans through the whole thing. And that momentum of that crowd might be enough to carry that kind of match through. Like, I'm not saying it should happen, but could that be a possibility? I think so. As we are getting closer to the All In at Wembley coming up April 27th. Or August 27th, sorry. My bad. Yeah. Like, that very well could be a match they could be pushing towards. Or they could even have it at Forbidden Door too, but that's a whole different story amongst itself. Like to see Sting have his last match in Atlanta. Could it be a position here where Sting sort of does the same kind of tour that the Great Muta did and that Goldberg is planning? By the way, I'm very glad I haven't heard any updates about Goldberg versus Ryback anywhere. If you guys didn't hear about it, apparently somehow Ryback challenged Goldberg, and wrestlers are supposed to lose their last match traditionally. Typically, what you want to do is finish on your back to put somebody young over. But we're starting to notice a little bit more that... Oh. Okay, Sonata. Don't want that to be Jericho, absolutely. Hello. Sonata with an open chat. Okay, well, I guess that's the easiest way to set up a storyline there. It's good to see Keith Lee on my TV screen once again. Because Keith Lee's been relegated to Rampage for the longest time here. I'm hoping that now that Saturday comes up... Oh, wow, these production cuts are interesting. Seems like everything shown on a Bell show right now is falling apart. But it would be really nice to see a lot of these talents that have been stuck on Rampage forever to get a lot more viewers on them. Keith Lee, especially on my eyes, in terms of bringing him over to Dynamite here. Orange using some effort tonight. It's always nice to see Orange Cassidy put a little bit of effort in. And I do mean just a little bit. Cage got the Warlord thing going on right now. Folks, did anybody else have the big no come up on the screen? Like, that was okay. Why would you have that? Yeah, there's just a big no come up on the screen. Watch this be Bray Wyatt. No scrubs? I don't want no scrubs. Scrubs is the kind of game. Never mind. I don't know if I should sing anymore there. So literally the majority of this match is going to be done picture-in-picture tonight. Because what? We still got 3 more matches here to go, and it's already top of the hour, right? NWO, maybe. There is a possibility. Sorry, just checking some new things in the computer. I see that some things are a little off on it, so I got to go back in and... It's always interesting when you have a new toy and you haven't fully played with it yet, so you don't know the ins and outs of it. For those that don't know, I picked up a new streaming computer. This is the first stream on the new computer here, so I hope you guys are noticing a little bit of clarity, little conciseness, a little bit better here. But okay, so here's a question for you, chat. Since Strickland ended up losing to Cassidy last week, does he still get that title off of Cassidy, or is it somebody else? And if it is somebody else, who would it be? Like, to me, I still feel that they're going to set it up that Strickland's going to win it. It's just going to be, it's just not going to be the opportunity that it should have been. Sort of like what they're doing with Cody Rhodes in the Fed right now when he eventually beats Roman next year. And I totally believe that Cody's going to be Roman next year for the undisputed, even though it's disputed, title. But no, in terms of Orange's title, like, I like the fact that he's going out there every week and basically stealing the show. And essentially, MJF is showing that is the real true secondary title. And that the TNT Championship is turning into the TV title, and not necessarily in the good way. Because a lot of people forget, when it comes to the TV title back in the WCW days, all those matches had 15-minute time limits. And a lot of them ended in draws. Like, an absurd amount of them ended in draws. Or the subsequent rule was, if you win in the first 15 minutes, that will be for the championship. But if you don't win in 15 minutes, you still get the victory, but it doesn't count as a championship win, which is still just as BS, right? Jesus! All right, you know what? If Garcia's going to be the guy to take the title off of Orange, I'm not going to hurt my feelings on that one. Prince Iaukea was what, best TV champ ever? I'm still a little partial to Arn Anderson myself, but now, is that Prince Iaukea, or is the artist formerly known as Prince Iaukea? Or is it just the artist? Which version do you want to go with here? Nice reversal. Like, I'll say it right now, like, AEW is in a very similar position to what WCW was at the time. Like, I'm not saying it's the top product right now, but it's got the level of talent that, as long as you book smart, you're not gonna You're not going to screw up. This is a non-screw up product as long as you can book it right. Well, Keith screwed that up, which, it could have been worse. Ooh, here we go. Keith's been wanting to get his hands on Swerve for a very long time. Oh, look at this. Oh, I like this. I like this. A quadruple team like this? Avalanche Meteora 4-way. And once again, another break. I will say this. When it comes to wrestling, nothing annoys me more than the so many times the breakups happen. But when I'm playing WWE 2K GM and we're simming, I will absolutely love the fact that they could do the breakup early. Nice little F5. Everybody gets their finisher in now. And here comes the final finisher. Okay. That looked awkward as hell, and that should look awkward from a senior. There's your pounce, or an attempted one. All right, Swerve. Oh, damn! That height, my God, that was beautiful. All right, Coffin Drop takes out two guys, tagging the Sting. Cage wearing the Sting makeup, it looks like. Oh, here it is. No. Oh my God, are they going to hit this? Okay. Please let the pin be that. Okay. I was going to say, don't have Brian Cage tap out to the shit shooter. Pretty decent match here. The fact that Keith Lee got the pin is an extra bonus as far as I'm concerned. And Garcia playing up to the camera. I love it. I'm going to admit this, guys. When it came to Bullet Club and the guns, I never even thought of it. I honestly never thought of the correlation, bullets and guns. So they're not even going to discuss the storyline at hand right now. Like, hello, you just. All right, well, we got the Hardys involved now, so we'll go from there. Maybe Ethan Page will get involved there. All right, now this is the match that everybody says is going to be 2 minutes. I could see them maybe giving 10 for this, including introductions. I agree. Oh, there we go. You know what? This is the only way you can get this match in time, really. Have a jump start here, which actually I feel is really smart. We haven't seen Hager in a ring in how long now? I'm a little disappointed he's not wearing the hat. By the way, if you are looking for the beach type hat that Hager has, we do have some available in our merch store. Cheap plug. Including our new Backbreaker Fight Club line. So, oh, and just so you guys know, I don't want to talk about it too much today because we are talking about wrestling and not video games here today. But they have changed around the monetization features over at YouTube. So I am going to be trying to push a little bit more about the YouTube page because we actually have enough watch hours on our gaming channel to make us eligible for monetization, but we're 195 subs short. They've actually opened up a second tier of monetization for streamers now. So if we can get that up to 500, we actually are going to start looking at... Hell, you know what? We might even do some group watch-alongs of some of these wrestling shows on the YouTube channel specifically. So, and of course, we're going to get a picture-in-picture segment here for... It seems like every match gets one picture-in-picture, right? But I do apologize for the cheap plug there. Just... I try to keep things as close to wrestling based as we can here. Now, I got to ask you guys something about Wardlow here. Is there any way, like, I know he's a TNT champion right now. I know that he's gotten a little bit of a push right now. Is there any way that they really save Wardlow's career at this point? What do they need to do to get him back to being that main event talent? Because it's going to take a lot right now because, frankly, turn him heel. Like, he was heel for the longest time. He was the henchman for MJF, right? Lose the belt. Well, let's face. I was gonna say, isn't that gonna make the belt look bad? But the belt already, the championship is already turning into have real feud, stop the squashes. Yeah, like this match here right now should not be as one-sided as it is right now. Have him be that heel that again runs rampant. I could almost see it where maybe Arn turns to him and says, you're starting to be the nice guy. You're still trying to placate to the fans. You're still trying to be this this lovable guy instead of the monster he really could be. And Arn could be the one to help facilitate turning him heel, right? That very well could be it. Wardlow and MJF still haven't had a one-on-one match after Wardlow turned on him, right? They had the one match of Double or Nothing that ended up being a squash. Remember the one that opened the show? Because they weren't sure if MJF was actually going to show up, so they put it right at the beginning. He ended up taking 10 power bombs, and that's 4 days before MJF got that live mic in LA and decided to go on his very long rant. So sorry, I had to deal with the auto mod there. Have him smack Wardlow and scream in his face, then Wardlow assaults Arn. That very well could do it. Bring Cody back as a babyface to save him. There's your Glock. His name is Brock. But I gotta see if Luchasaurus should be coming up. I like this. I like the Hager's getting a little bit more offense here, but double foot under the jaw. That's rough. They're going back outside again? Okay. Okay. With one bad ankle. Yeah, that's real. I do love a Wardlow Swanton. Because he does the extension perfectly and times the jump just the way it should be. Yep. All right, here we go. Powerbomb Symphony. Yeah. Hager deserves better. You know what? It's funny. You guys talked about it earlier in here. That they were saying that Jericho's turning into the Dolph Ziggler. Well, actually, it's the JAS is turning into the Ziggler faction. Now, if everything works out, they should have Luchasaurus pop up right now with Christian Cage. Wow. Wow. Talk about timing. And Brock and Arn are going to be down laid right now. Ha! Audio screwed up. Audio. Okay. Yeah, Brock and Arn are going to be laid out. Arn's blading. Oh, daddy. Oh, I love it. I love it. Arn's blading for the company. Hopefully he brings out the machine gun instead of the Glock. Guess he didn't have the elephant bullets that he needed. Really? Really? So we're going to get Tanahashi MJF. Ha! Ha! Okay, so we're gonna pull the Tony Khan. If you don't show up, you forfeit the title deal. Here's the thing, guys, and I'll say this to you right now. I don't. This applies to real. Here's real life advice from Mike the Ref. If you're not gonna show up to something that you have to show up to, don't advertise that you're not gonna show up. Because that's going to give them time to figure out how they're going to make you show up. Because let's face it, next week, Tony Khan comes out, or somebody comes out, and says, if you do not show up to this match, you will be stripped of the title. It's like, duh. This isn't exactly a hard thing to figure out. Like, for me, it just, ugh. Like, I don't know, like MJF almost seems like he needs a mouthpiece. Like he needs Cody. He needs Cody to help him out on some of these things. Like, is it just me or it's just, you got that special concert or something you really want to go to, and your boss is like, no, you have to come to work that day, no matter what. If you're going to call in sick, don't advertise that you're going to call in sick. Because next thing you know, you're going to need a doctor's note and you're going to need a hospital stay, and he'll come and, bring you chicken soup and all that stuff, to make you feel better. Or AKA just to check to see if you're actually here. Ugh. Like, is it just me or is it that difficult to figure out? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but. So, yeah, it looks like for what we got for the rest here, I think we only got 2 matches left. So, what I said about timing, I really wonder how much time they're going to leave for the main event. Looks like we might have sufficient time to get this match where Tony. Let's face it, Tony's going to beat Skye. I really wish it was the other way around, or there would be some kind of big upset that way, but yeah. It seems in many ways that the Outcasts, especially Saraya, but not as much Toni Storm, but definitely Saraya, has been pulling off the Jericho endings where there's a screwy finish to everything. Or MJF, or basically half the heels they got in the company. Ha! Okay, so oh, okay, let's just randomly throw out Shibata and Cassidy versus Zack Sabre Jr. and Daniel Garcia. And I love that Sabre's like, who the hell are you? All right, let's just. Well, Forbidden Door's starting to fill up pretty good. I'm looking forward to Forbidden Door, by the way. If anybody, you know. Oh, of course, she's got Mommy in the crowd, too. So, obviously, Mommy's going to get involved in the match itself. But yeah, Forbidden Door is going to be great. Plans are right now that we are going to be hosting it once again at Beercade YEG here in Edmonton. So make sure if you're in Edmonton that you stop by. Oh, good. We only got 2 of them tonight. Ha! So I wonder what kind of passport she has if she's able to get into Canada. Like I was mentioning earlier, a lot of the Stardom people are having issues getting into Canada, so it looks like we might only get Willow Nightingale as part of the New Japan contingent for in terms of the women's division. I know the original spot was to have Mercedes in there with the New Japan title, but unfortunately, ankle injuries happen. But it's funny, we could have a possibility of Mercedes just randomly showing up at Forbidden Door. Like, I wouldn't put it past Tony Khan just to, after Tony's done her victory or whatever situation they run into there for the women's match, Mercedes just comes out and starts staring down Tony, starts staring down Saraya. Skye's doing it. Skye's putting in the work. So you'll notice that the second ever collision's already going to be pre-taped. Because if you guys didn't know, the Saturday collision on the 1st of July is actually on a Canadian holiday. So please don't. Wouldn't that be a lawsuit waiting to happen? I like that. She looks, but she doesn't go over there. Now oh, no. She's not going over there. Good. Like, I get she's young and that could be a way they could fix this match. Oh, no, they didn't. They just turned the tide instantly just after she walked over there for a second. Like, come on. If you want to play the rookie card, play the rookie card. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It gets annoying when they do stuff like that. When they have an easy way out and they decide to take the hard way. But yeah, it's going to be interesting all through this summer here, what they're going to do to see what's going to happen down at. Don't show her again if she's 100% again. Like, come on. I've really been having a lot. Don't show this Bell mental health bullshit on my screens here. Sorry. Flashback to the beginning of the show here. We were talking about Bell and how they haven't really cared a lot about their staff today. If you didn't hear off top of the show, our local sports station in Edmonton here got closed down by Bell Media in the middle of a show. Mid-sentence. 13,000 people across Canada losing their jobs there, which it sucks, so anybody does, but... And they couldn't even use the money they saved to put Collision or Rampage on a regular TSN channel on a weekend.
You idiot!
Sorry, me and Crowder can go on about this for a while personally, so... I'd love to say, like... I like the fact that they are trying to get Skye Blue here into a position where she can be credible in this group of women that's been going on. Because let's face it, the women's division is just stagnant right now. And until Tony Khan gets his head out of his ass, it's going to stay that way. You're hitting her with a cardboard sign. You know, people really, yeah. Unless there's some kind of smell on it, I don't think it's going to matter a whole lot, but. Over the top. There you go. But I really do wish that they would find some way to like amp up the women's division a little bit more. Wow, okay, I like that. I like that a lot, that swinging kick. Nice little response there. Now you get the ref distraction and yeah, okay. Now, here's the question. Why wouldn't anybody who's a face here actually come out with some help? You know that Ruby's going to be involved in this match somehow, right? And, of course, we're getting into the ref distraction spot. Turn around and do something. All right. Once again. Yep, that's it. So you got your visual pin. Okay, hold on. Now the tap out. I don't know whether that kick out was supposed to happen or not. All right, who's coming out to save her here? Don't think it's going to be Hager. I would assume it's probably going to be Willow. Yep. Somebody hit the emergency button on the way out so the music would play, and then, I will say the one bad part about it is the fact that they kept looking back to see who was coming out. But it makes me wonder, why wasn't she out there to start? Lots of love from who? So we got Sonata versus Jungle Boy. Sonata versus Jungle Boy. So they're going to use Jungle Boy to try and get Sonata over in Toronto? Chat, help me out here. Like, help me make sense of that one. Other than the fact that they want to make sure Sonata wins. Jungle Boy's got like zero momentum. Hook and Jungle Boy are best friends. Well, they've been running a little bit here for like the last month. And for some weird reason, the stories just haven't been put together. Like, I think they're trying to do anything to try and get Jungle Boy over. And with as much as Hook is, they're trying to use him to get Jungle Boy that way. But unless you pull him as a heel, put him as a heel, Jungle Boy ain't going to do crap. And honestly, having Hook in the corner and not helping with that match might actually be enough to do it. If they could get Jungle Boy to turn on Hook at Forbidden Door. That's only a month, though. Let's replace Jungle Boy with Hook as a pillar. Nepotism be damned. It wouldn't hurt my feelings right now. Like, I'm looking for something actually worthwhile in that match. And I'm looking at all these other matches on the card and it's like, the fuck? Like, maybe it's just me, but Jungle Boy was a lot better with the lizard. Yeah, like, when Jungle Boy was forced to not have a personality, he was great. But my God, do I love this Bullet Club and Samoa Joe combination? I will say it it's probably going to be a good match. Like, you wouldn't doubt that. Miro on TV, they're selling it. They're definitely selling the show. They're pulling out all the stops on this, aren't they? They're absolutely pulling out all the stops on this first Collision show, making you want to possibly consider watching it. And I'll admit, that first one there, maybe I can see if I can get a free trial once again. Look, Punk, welcome back and all. We got to lose for the debut for all that shit you pulled. You know that, right? But here's the thing. Like, I'm looking through this whole thing. Out of those 6 people, who do you consider giving the pin to there? Like, you don't want Joe eating a pin. Joe's unstoppable, but at the same time, it doesn't look believable that any of the, maybe Juice? Maybe Juice in this case. Jay White, definitely not. Punk, hell no. That crowd might riot. Cash and Dax, well, maybe. Cash, maybe, yeah. I'm going to say it's either going to be Cash or it's going to be Juice, one or the other. So some inanimate object's going to get wasted in that match. But, yeah, I'm just looking at this and I'm like, it looks like a good show. Like, the fact they're going to have Buddy Matthews and El Idolo renew their rivalry. They're probably going to get Thunder Rosa showing up sometime during that Willow Nightingale, Skye Blue versus the Outcast match. Because I can't see her not debuting on the debut episode. Luchasaurus and Wardlow, well, is this where they do the title change? Or could they just make it very ugly and throw the match out by the end of it? That's the only thing I could think of in this case. But as we're getting into this last full-fledged commercial break before the main event, I normally go into what's coming up here in the next week. Tomorrow I will be playing It Takes Two with Kayla J. As we catch up with KJ once again. Then Saturday we'll be into WWE 2K23 GM mode. We got 5 weeks left till Mania. So, 4 weeks to Mania. So we're getting the first 2 weeks out of the way coming up this Saturday. The other half of those 4 weeks are either going to be on Sunday or else we might do it on Wednesday after Dynamite. I do have to get them in prior to next Friday because, well, if you guys haven't heard, I am having a charity stream for the Canadian Red Cross on next Friday, the 23rd of June. And I will confirm, I've been going through my head, and there is a Twitter poll out right now on my Twitter account as to what we're going to play. I will confirm that the end of that, well, the end of the 12 hours, might have to stretch for time with something else, but the plan is to have the last 2 hour block be the conclusion of the WWE 2K23 GM mode season 1. As we guarantee, howdy y'all. Black and White Stephen Crow's gotta love him. Formerly known as an overly sexually suggestive team name. I'm not even going to ask. All right, so we're going to have about 15 minutes for this. So that isn't too bad. Could have been a lot worse. The Three Amigos. I guess they also have a copyright on that too. So wouldn't Time Warner have a copyright on that movie? They're pretty sure they own it. Well, Yuta's here to get beaten up. Cameraman, get the hell out of the way. Shooting star press off the apron to the floor. All right, that's semi-cool. It's always interesting when they can move the position of a regular move into somewhere else. No, I got a feeling we got to see Kenny tonight. By the time this is all done, Kenny Omega should be showing up somewhere tonight. If not, you get Danielson down there and you lay him all out. Nice face buster. Oh, and tried to swing over to it. Claudio's so freaking amazing. Seriously. Another thing I find amazing about Claudio, like when I was listening to McGuire on Wrestling, one of the local podcasts up here, had an interview with TJ Wilson, formerly known as Tyson Kidd. He was telling a story about how Claudio actually messaged TJ just a couple weeks ago on June 1st. Just to say, hey, how's it going? Hope you're doing okay. If you didn't know, June 1st was the anniversary of the match with Tyson Kidd and Samoa Joe that ultimately created the situation where the C1 and C2 vertebrae had to get fusioned in Tyson's neck. King Kong Lariat, pile driver, gotta love it. So he's using a lot of moves that in New Japan that would be finishers in many ways. Like, that's going to be the interesting part when it comes up to that Forbidden Door show. Like, I know it's an AEW event, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, a lot of these people don't realize that in New Japan, like an offensive move like a clothesline can be considered a finisher if delivered properly. Well, hell, Okada's Rainmaker is considered a finisher. But they don't use clotheslines there the way they use them here as like transition moves, right? Hey! Good to see you here tonight, Mr. Munson. I'm assuming that would be you in here. Hope everything's going well for you and yours. Nope. Oh, okay. Mr. Parrish then, I guess. I'm just trying to figure out what, be either that or Carl, one of the three, I would assume. Unless Ed popped out on one account and popped in on another. But as we're getting closer here to Forbidden Door next week, it's going to be... It's going to be a fun time to watch, and it's great to see that the Toronto crowd decided to show up. And hey Andrew, how's it going tonight? See, everybody's just popping in here as we're getting to our main event here during Dynamite here. I guess it's that time of night when a lot of people start getting on to the old Twitch streams and whatnot. I'm doing great. Got a brand new computer here that we're running our first stream on. And so far, frames missed, 0. Skip frames, 0. Nice. We're going to have to start pushing it through its paces. I've been wanting to expand a little bit more into PC gaming and doing a few more things with the stream, but my computer just couldn't handle it. So I did the smart thing. I went out and bet on myself. And that's what everybody needs to do sometimes. And the best part for me, my laptop's right over there, so I can render videos while I'm on here streaming. So get some of the backlog cleaned up. But yeah, we're just here. We got about 10 minutes left in Dynamite here. And yeah, let's put it this way. The first half hour had me scared about what caliber of show we were going to get. It realistically hasn't turned out that bad. Young Bucks wearing the old Shaq Gnosis Reba. Oh! Ah, yes, I see them. Yeah, that... It must be nice to own that many Nikes. Like, I'm super jealous. Like, I think the biggest collection of Nikes I've seen personally, or have seen at least some very decent pictures of up close, Rachel Ellering's Nike collection. Shout out to Rachel once again for just being on Ring of Honor here last week as she was taking on Willow Nightingale for the New Japan Strong title. Nice lariat. We know Yuta's eating the pin if they're losing, so... I laugh when Brian here is trying to insist that Yuta needs to kick out even stronger than where he is. Vintage offense. Screw it, take them both down. That's the way to do it. So yeah, if you're at all interested in helping me out figure out what I'm going to play next Friday for the fundraising stream, feel free to pop on the Twitter and submit your vote. It's good. It's good till tomorrow night, because I'll probably figure it out by Saturday, get a rough idea what I'm going to do. But yeah, to wrap up the night, we're going to do the WWE 2K23 WrestleMania. So that's 6 matches. And that'll finish off our season, and we'll see how it goes. I love how Danielson's like basically having an aneurysm on the commentary booth here, just trying to get the group over, right? There's your tag into Moxley, and immediately he goes after Paige. Okay. I guess that is smart in a way. Okay, that's even smarter. All right. Doomsday Device with a kick out. Oh, and this is hilarious. So Nick's going to go over the top and do the swanton to break that up. And Claudio can't help him. Claudio can't take care of two people at the same time. Claudio just said nope. Oh, into the knees. Atta boy. And Yuta is the legal man now, so, you know. Like I said, if anybody's eating the pin on this match, it's going to be Yuta. Pop-up powerbomb into the BTE trigger. Buckshot lariat, 1, 2, 3. Simple enough. And Danielson's so nonchalant on commentary about it. I don't have to admit anything. Oh no, they're not done yet. Screw it. Talk about being poor losers. Here comes Danielson. I would assume that Omega is going to show up here right away. Whoa! Okay. Eddie Kingston. Ho! Here we go. There's a name we haven't seen in a while. All right. I'm sold. Old buddies. Oh, and here comes Takeshita. Gotta get the biggest heel in the company out here right now. No, we know who else is coming now. If Takeshita's out here, there's somebody else ready to come out here. Or are they gonna go off air with Takeshita in the ring by himself? Nope. You knew he was coming. Yeah, I know. I had to, thanks, Zodiac. I caught myself at the last second there, thank goodness. Well, it looks like we found our Blood and Guts team. for the hero side. They don't need Okada. They don't need Ibushi. They just called up Eddie Kingston. But you can tell how good Kenny looks when he gets time off. What? Will freaking Ospreay. Let's just throw Ospreay out here. What the hell? And the hidden blade. All right, well, we just sold ourselves another main event match. All right. You know how to sell pay-per-view, and this is how you do it in about 5 minutes. All right, fair enough. All right, so as we're wrapping up here, as you can hear Excalibur going through his multitude of matches that he's got to speak at the end of every show. I'd have to say tonight, AEW Dynamite, great ending. Like this here, if you want to sell a pay-per-view, this is how you do it. Create a little chaos for your main event. Are you selling Collision that much on this? Not really. And another hidden blade to the back of the head. Been heavy into New Japan. If Ospreay doesn't win, you're losing it. I would assume that Ospreay would win it here. But we'll talk about that next week. I'm going to try and hook up with Andre C. and for a little prediction show. Once again, since he is him and Melball are the New Japan experts. So I'd love to have them on as for the shut up, but it's like that old clip everyone shares with RVD, Kane, Booker T, Angle Rock, all hitting finishers. Absolutely. Like, if you want to sell a pay-per-view, that's how you do it. You get out here and you show everybody how strong you are as a group. Everybody. Now, I will admit, off the top of the show, I was not looking I was looking forward to the Adam Cole MJF match, but having it off the start here, just 30-minute time limit to start the show. I get it, but that match just started so slow. It didn't have the same impact that a Danielson Omega or any of those other, or any of the Danielson marathon matches that he had. Even the Pac MJF, when they decided to go with a time limit draw. You're still looking at matches that are just way too long. I've arrived. Who wants to be friends? I think we're all players here and all friends here. Good to see you, Mr. Iceman. We're just wrapping up AEW Dynamite tonight. Wardlow got over on Jake Hager. I'm really disappointed that Jake Hager doesn't get a better push, but it still ended up by the end of it being a decent match. The 8-man tag, well, once again, Orange Cassidy's team's got to get over. I'm glad Keith Lee got the cover and the victory. Hopefully that leads to some things with him. I'm going to have to say probably the greatest part of the show was the ending. The worst part about it is Sonata versus Jungle Boy ? Like that's the IWGP Heavyweight Championship match set for Forbidden Door. They're really going to try and push Jungle Boy into that position. Yeah, we'll see. It was actually a pretty decent show, Iceman. It, like I said, it was that first half hour scared me quite a bit. The fact that we're going to get Tanahashi and MJF, even though MJF says he's not wrestling next week, that's going to be a fun match. The women's match was okay. Skye Blue actually got a little bit more in than a lot of people thought that would happen. Yeah, other than that, I think a pretty straightforward show, and I think we're looking forward to next week. For anybody that's checking out Collision, I hope it works out well. You know what, with some of those matches that are listed there, I'm almost tempted to get the app and check it out. I'm not going to be streaming it either way, because if it's absolute crap, I don't want to be sitting here for 2 hours crapping on a product, and this one's pretty decent, so.